power outages to our grid. And I just want to be transparent, and I want to let our customers know that we are bracing for the potential for widespread and unplanned outages. But I also want our customers to know that the good news is over 60% of our system is underground. That is very helpful in these situations. However, for the overhead systems, if we do have these high winds that are hitting, especially along the coast, if you're seeing 50-mile-an-hour winds along the coast, there is that potential for these significant winds. So I want to warn customers that there's a potential for down power lines. If you see down power lines, you need to ensure that you're not touching it. Always assume that there's electricity still flowing through those. Call 911 immediately if you see down power lines. Do not touch it. I would encourage all customers to make sure you're securing your outdoor equipment. If you have umbrellas, if you have tarps, anything that is unsecured, please make sure of that. And some of this flash flooding could damage some of our underground pipelines. So if you smell gas, please call 911. And again, if we do have power outages, we're just urging all of our customers to be prepared. Be prepared for prolonged power outages. Make sure that you have emergency kits and supplies for those customers that depend on some of these electric devices for their own health and safety. It's critically important that you have arrangements in case the power is out. You know, the brunt of the storm is expected to hit on Sunday and into Monday. So we are all prepared. As I said, we have crews and our operators and our call center ready. But please know that we can't fly our helicopters in high wind conditions to assess damage. We can't even have our trucks with the buckets in the air if they're high winds or if they're flooded areas. So we're used to being really quick to be on scene, but there could be some prolonged outages. So I just want to make sure that our customers are prepared. We're sending out communications, emails, texts, social media to all our customers. I think Chris said it well, but just make sure if you have the opportunity, stay home, be safe. It's all hands on deck at SDG&E. If you do have a power outage, I would really recommend you download the SDG&E app. It will have all the information of the outages. We will do our best to keep that up to date, but again, this could be widespread, but we are preparing for the worst. Thank you.
Caroline, thank you. We appreciate the partnership with SDG&E. We've been in regular communication. As she mentioned, they have some of the best meteorology and sort of forecasting opportunities. The city's working collaboratively to make sure that we can anticipate what's coming and adjust our response accordingly. I want San Diegans to look at the team of folks behind me. We have incredible public servants who have been working for multiple days now to make sure that our city's prepared. They will continue to work over the next few days, again, to make sure that we're prepared. My ask of San Diegans is to prepare yourselves. Be a part of the solution. Help your fellow neighbors by doing some of the things that have been mentioned already. Secure some of those loose materials that could be outside in your yard. The fact that those things could fly and create other kinds of challenges that our first responders or paramedics or SDG&E may need to respond to, let's just take that out of the equation. Secure that stuff now. Make sure that that's not an issue. If you see a flooded zone, don't go into it. Please stay out of it. We see it all the time. It's not necessary. This is not the time to do that. It would divert critical resources that may be needed elsewhere in the city to respond to those kinds of instances. Don't do it. Stay out of those flooded zones. We all know where they're at. Just plan for that now. And then, as Chief Heiser said, I think the best thing I can tell you, take Sunday night off, right? Stay home. Stay in your house, be with your loved ones, make sure everything is prepared. It'll be a very significant storm event late Sunday through early Monday. We know that, we see that coming now, so let's prepare. Bad news is there's a hurricane coming in our direction. The good news is we have time to prepare, and I'm asking San Diegans to use the time between now and Sunday night to get prepared. That's what your mayor will be doing at his home tomorrow and on Sunday. I ask all of you to join me in making sure you take appropriate precautions to make sure we're prepared. Our hope, of course, is that the worst of this will pass us by, but if not, we'll be prepared. And again, I want to reassure San Diegans that we will be ready. Our city team will be ready to make sure that you're safe and that we recover quickly. With that, I'm happy to take any questions that folks may have. The team of pros behind me are also prepared to take any questions you may have.
Maybe a question for OES.
Yeah.
You guys mentioned preparing your homes, securing those items for folks who haven't dealt with a hurricane. How can they do that? What can they purchase? Any DIY measures to do at home, things like that?
One of the things I have, for lack of a better term, pushed out is this is not the first time San Diego's experienced heavy rains. So the first thing I suggest everybody does is think back to the winter and just magnify that. And so take a look around. If it can get blown around, it is. And the biggest mistake everyone makes is you underestimate. And so we're really encouraging to say it's better to go too far than not far enough. It's the same approach we're all taking. We're not exactly sure what the total impact will be, but everyone here is taking the approach that it's going to be the worst we've seen because it's easier to back out of it. So it's the same direction we're trying to give the public is take that umbrella that you've got that you've been sitting under because it's 80 degrees outside and take the umbrella down. If you don't, it's going to get launched, it's going to hit something, it's going to cause problems. Go to the store, shop now so that you're not worried about it on Saturday or Sunday or more importantly Monday. Make decisions based on the fact that this is going to have a significant impact on the routes of transportation. We know there's going to be accidents on the freeway. We can't slow down. It's Southern California. So just anticipate. Base your plans on the fact that this is a real event. They're using the term hurricane. So think about the devastation you've seen and recognize that that potential exists for us and take your actions based on that. So walk around the outside of the house and take a look. What can get blown up and moved? Do I have the batteries? It's the thing we keep pushing out, but we have a unique opportunity now to say that be prepared. We're telling you this isn't an if, it's a when, and the when is this weekend. So just take it seriously. Everybody behind me is. The city's staffing up significant numbers. They're already out there checking the pumps, checking the drains, everything to put the city and the citizens in the best position to manage this event, to survive it. These are, I try not to exaggerate, these are potentially life-threatening events. If we do it right, the outcome's positive, but we really have to take it seriously.
Say we do see some significant prolonged power outage events, is there any type of alert system for folks to be made aware of if there's any type of maybe excessive flooding, or if there's, if a flood advisory turns into a flood watch, we do potentially have some flooding in those areas?
So one of the things that on OES's webpage, sponsored by the city, is we have a hazard section you can go to. So if you go there and click on it, it's basically we took all the web pages that you search for when you're trying to find information and linked them to one site. So if you want, you can go down there and see SDG&E's power outage webpage. You scroll down, click on it, it comes up. You can see the track of the storm. We tried to look at what's the questions the public has. It's the same question I ask in the EOC. I just got tired of going through to Google every time trying to find it. We consolidated it. So including we have all the social media sites for the city. So I encourage you to look at those because that's where we're pumping out the most current information. Is San Diego Fire has one, San Diego City, San Diego County. So they're putting out accurate and real-time information. You have an opportunity to go to Alert San Diego and register your smartphone, so you'll get those announcements directly from the city or from the county. And we are part of the county. This is an impact. So I had a discussion with the director of OES today to make sure that they're doing the same thing we are throughout the county and that we're closely synchronized. There's a conference call right now among all the emergency managers in San Diego County to make sure that we all understand this is what we're hearing. What is your city doing? Do you need additional support? So similar to any major event, we're part of the big community and we're there to support it and they'll support us.
Mayor Gloria, I know you had mentioned that folks at the 20th B site will be relocated to Golden Hall, encouraging for inclement weather shelter beds, trying to use every shelter bed. What's the plan if, say, all shelter beds are occupied and there's still not enough place for the folks on the street to go? What's the contingency for the individuals who may still be out on the streets and there's no place to put them?
Sadly, we haven't experienced that. There's always beds available. So this is why we're putting the call out. There's a bed available, come on in. I appreciate you listing the responses that we're doing. A reminder, the city in the last couple of years has dramatically expanded our shelter capacity, building new shelters all across the city. And so those are the beds that are available today. As I mentioned previously, we are activating our inclement.
All right, that was the San Diego update here, but we do have breaking news to bring to you according with Hurricane Hilary that we continue to track here. Here is the latest radar systems as it continues to barrel towards California and Arizona. But for California specifically, everyone, evacuation warnings have been issued here. So let's listen right here on Live Now from Fox for the latest updates as they continue to roll in right now. I'm just getting this in right here on Live Now, and I want to bring that to you. Hurricane Hilary has prompted historic weather alerts in California as millions across the Southwest begin to see initial impacts from the storm. The worst effects are expected to impact the region over the next 48 hours as the cyclone unleashes catastrophic, life-threatening flooding. Today, the hurricane weakened to a Category 2. That trend is expected to continue with landfall on the Mexican coast within the next 24 hours, according to the National Hurricane Center. More than 42 million people are under the first ever tropical storm warning that has been issued in Southern California. It covers areas along the coast from Los Angeles to the U.S.-Mexico border, including San Diego. It also extends inland in places such as Victorville, San Bernardino, Palm Springs, as well. Part of the Southwest were already being impacted today by moisture from Hurricane Hilary, resulting in the issuance of flash flood warnings and the closure of some roadways. Heavy rain has already caused problems today. The California Department of Transportation closed Highway 98 near San Diego due to flooding debris on the road. In Palm Springs, California firefighters say they distributed 20,000 more sandbags to residents as preparations continue. And in anticipation of the heavy rainfall, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office has issued evacuation notices for residents in Oakland, Forest Falls, Mountain Home Village. These areas are known to flood during heavy rainfall events and been the recipients of debris flows and of mudslides. Additionally, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Office has asked residents and visitors to leave Catalina Island ahead of rough seas and high winds here. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention here on Live Now from Fox, everybody, as we've been continuing really to track the latest. Just want to show you just some of the images that we received earlier. This was from Cabo San Lucas there in Mexico from visitors there. Now, this one was just briefly touched. It wasn't a direct impact at all, but still heavy waves continued there in Cabo. So what we are going to do is take a quick 2-minute break here on Live Now from Fox. Stay right here with us as we will continue to update you all worldwide right here on Live Now.